What's up, fellow connoisseurs of fiction? It's me, Full0Grace. In this video, we'll be breaking down the ways that the Artemis Fowl movie differed from the book. If you need a refresher or haven't read the book, please check out the video in the description below. I also did a video on all the ways that the movie was accurate to the book. That is also in the description. Let's get started. Fowl Manor isn't by the ocean, and it's much bigger than that. The Fowls were known for generations as criminals, but only in the underworld. It never was on the news. Mulch was never, ever arrested by the humans. In fact, it would be considered a risk to the people to have such a thing happen. Mulch would never work for Artemis. Mulch would never tell the humans about the fairies. The first time we see Artemis, he's surfing, which is a big no. In the book, they make it very clear that Artemis spends all his time plotting and working on computers. He hates doing physical activity. Also, Butler would never leave his charge alone for this long. Unfortunately, this happens a lot in the movie, so I'm going to just summarize this as physical activity as well as bodyguard failure. Artemis isn't going to school in the first book. In fact, this scene is almost completely copied from the second book.
Well, firstly, there's your dear mother, taken from us far too soon. Then, of course, there's your father and his mysterious absences from home.
Angeline Fowl isn't dead, and his father should be considered dead. Physical activity and bodyguard failure. Also, Artemis wouldn't be caught dead in those clothes. His father isn't dead, and he's selling antiques. Not only does Senior know about fairies, but he also teaches Artemis about them. Artemis doesn't believe in fairies.
Tomavoy Butler, friend, mentor, bodyguard, and under no circumstances were you to ever call him the Butler, even though his last name was in fact Butler. You could call him Dom or Domavoy, but call him the Butler, and he'd snap you in half.
Skin, hair, eyes, and don't even get me started on the whole first name thing. Artemis knew exactly what the family business was, and he was proud of it. He also participated in some of it. Artemis Fowl is the bad guy. Owl Star's super yacht? Abandoned? In the South China Sea? Are they claiming this is Opal Kobe from the second book? What is with her voice? What is with the glowy green phone thing?
I have your father.
Opal has Senior.
You have 3 days.
In the book, this took 4 months. This supposedly happens in 3 days? I'm sorry, but how on earth did it take Butler this long to catch up with Artemis? There is no secret section of the house. Are you telling me that the family business is to help fairies? How on earth is any of this dangerous? All it is vials of water, some weird handprints, some drawings, and books?
I helped him catalog much of this, but he never mentioned such a thing.
And why on earth does Butler know about this? Our first glimpse of the fake gnomish.
They know we have the Aculos.
MacGuffin.
Time to believe in fairies. But they're not real.
Still not believing. I'm sorry, I can't take this uniform seriously. Like, what is this?
There is still no sign of the Aculos.
MacGuffin. I love Josh Gad as Olaf, but why, oh why did they have to cast him for Mulch?
You're not a dwarf.
No, I am. I'm a dwarf.
No, you're not.
I am a giant dwarf.
The whole giant dwarf joke is really not necessary. Well, on the subject of height, almost all fairies are supposed to be 3 feet or under. We'll see one that's an exception later, but none of these guys look like 3 feet, except the dwarfs. That's realistic, but the rest of them, no. Why does Opal have Cudgeon?
You will infiltrate Fairy Command on my behalf.
Infiltrate Fairy Command? Not only do we have fake gnomish, but it also translates into English this time. Holly is supposed to be the very first female in Leprechaun ever. That was a huge part of her character, and it played a huge role in the plot. So why are there so many female officers everywhere? They also gender-bended Root. Unless they show otherwise, this lady sounds and acts like an old lady. She's in a walker. She's in a fancy walker.
Until it has the Aculos. We must recover the Aculos.
Again, with the MacGuffin. This thing isn't mentioned way too much. It's as if they think we'll forget about it, which we should because it doesn't exist in the book. but we don't even know what it is, what it looks like, or what it does. Why do they act like the only prison is Howler's Peak? Why is Holly looking into her father's business?
Domovoy knew the stakes couldn't be higher.
Stop calling Butler by his first name. That's a big no-no in the books. Juliet Butler was supposed to be already working as the manor as their maid, and she has never, ever beaten her older brother in martial arts. She also doesn't have dark skin and isn't 12. Also, did I mention, Butler is her brother.
The fairies, of course, they'll help us.
Finally, he believes. That's supposed to be Foley. Why is he explaining this to her like it's her first time?
Beechwood Short, the traitor.
Since when was her father a traitor? And what kind of name is Beechwood? That's worse than mulch. Since when did this little pain in the rear give Root instructions?
Stay shielded once you're up there. Total invisibility.
Why is she still visible? Why is she out in the sun? Light weakens magic. Worst camouflage ever. Thank goodness for the sunset, but you're still visible. Not a wedding in the open. They probably have this wedding outside so they could avoid the whole invitation hiccup that's in the books. Why would a troll wear clothes? What's with this kid getting yeeted by the troll? Time freeze capsule? Oh, I see. They just wanted to show off the fairy's healing ability. This isn't just a small town. How on earth did the troll get all the way into the town without anyone noticing? Someone must have noticed. Interior paralysis only? Since when did the time stop actually freeze time inside the time capsule? Why is the record player still playing? And why can Holly still move? I don't recall one of the fairy abilities being speed. They can just easily leave the time field. Whoa. Time out. We need another time out. Why is the destruction everywhere? What happened? Shouldn't someone have been on top of the whole, destruction everywhere thing? Because that's just going to leave so many questions. What's the point of mind wiping if you're going to leave everyone in like this? That makes no sense. Where is the fairy shielding? Wait, why does Fowl Manor have a lighthouse? So Holly's dad stole the MacGuffin and gave it to Senior? Why? Fairies don't trust humans. So this is Opal. If we know her identity, then why are they hiding her face and messing with her voice?
Tom.
It's Butler. No one is supposed to know his name except a small few, and Artemis isn't among the few.
Fairies. They're real.
Wait, I thought I believed. So instead of going off to replenish her magic at an ancient tree, Holly is going to the place her father was last sighted to clear his name, and Artemis just so happens to have Butler watching the area for a fairy? This is way too convenient. English and fake gnomish? So Butler can't hit a target that's leaning over, but he can hit a target through the branches, moving it that fast, flying away?
Holly Short just dropped off the grid. I've lost sound and visual.
Did the fall do that? Oh, so Root can walk.
The only human habitation anywhere near it is
Fowl Manor.
You know it.
How does Root already know about Fowl Manor?
Get the four-leaf clover out of here.
That wasn't in the books, but that's brilliant. Why is Holly restrained? The fairy law and fairy magic requires her to do what the humans say as long as she's in their dwelling. Holly shouldn't have woken up that easily. Then again, Holly has her magic in this scene, so... What the... Is that a cage? Made out of spare parts? It's supposed to be a concrete cell underground. That's a cage made out of spare wood and chicken wire in the middle of their kitchen. And why are things just lying there? Okay, I've been trying to avoid this, but this line...
Not happy.
Seals the deal. Holly is portrayed like a small girl. She's supposed to take in her surroundings, assess her options, like a soldier should. Telekinesis? What does eye contact have to do with the ability to move things with your mind? Wait, do they mean telepathy? Well, either way, fairies don't have either abilities. Not all dwarves are thieves. In fact, most of them aren't. Why is Holly surprised? She can see and hear anything coming her way. While eye contact is important in the use of the mesmer, I don't remember their eyes changing colors. Also, Holly should already know the mesmer isn't going to work. Why would her name be on her helmet? It's supposed to be on a name tag. Also, if her name is on her helmet, they could have at least showed us this. I don't see her name anywhere on her equipment at all.
to officially invite you into my home. You must now do whatever I demand.
You brought her in while she was unconscious, so technically she's already been invited. Also, she now has to do what you say? That should have taken effect the moment she entered. Was that a storm-making device?
Dom?
It's Butler. Just Butler.
It's like the whole world is ending.
I'm sorry. The world is ending? How's this the world ending? I've seen ocean storms that are quite terrifying. That's nothing.
You can't win!
Holly being a child again. What on earth is with this shapeshift weapon? I do believe Artemis never handles a single weapon in the first book, except to take it apart to examine its inner workings.
I need that time freeze now.
I thought the time freeze was already in effect.
Exterior only. I need the inside to be alive.
Again, not how the time stop works.
I have to talk to that kid.
What kid? Artemis? That was totally unnecessary. Again, how are they unaffected by the time stop? Why is this happening in the middle of the day? It was a huge plot point to have it not during the day. In fact, at the first rays of light, they had to get out of there. Why are they unshielded?
I'm going to need the suit.
Oh, now he needs the suit. And bodyguard failure. That position is way too exposed. Why are they leaving the protection of the house? As long as you're in the house, they can't hurt you. What on earth? Lots and lots of physical activity and bodyguard failure. So their excuse for the time stop not lasting as long in the movie is that Butler damaged it?
Revenge. Not only did your people wage war on mine, considered yourselves superior in every way, mocked us, reviled us, dismissed us as the little people. But as soon as we were gone, you reduced us further to silly stories.
Lame.
With the Aculos, I will rise to the surface.
MacGuffin.
I'm going to be 803 in May.
World is actually between 550 and 600.
Who's in charge here?
I am.
You're only 10 years old.
12.
What's your name?
Artemis Fowl.
I thought you knew about these people already. Artemis wants the MacGuffin, not gold. Why is he taking off his glasses? What is happening? Are they bonding over their father's connection to the MacGuffin? How their fathers both falsely accused criminals? Why can't they just use security cameras like sane people? Mulch in the sunlight, without protection. No!
Please, I just want to be small. I just want to be normal like the rest of my kind. Dwarfus giganticus.
No more giant dwarf jokes, please. Again, why did you take off the glasses?
Right on schedule.
Artemis isn't supposed to know they were sending in a dwarf. Why would he even want a dwarf to be sent in? Shouldn't the fact that there are fake gnomish symbols on the safe cause the fairies to hesitate? Again, with the sunglasses. And he's letting Holly out? Dwarves do have living hair, but that's just disturbing, and no. So Artemis needs Mulch to find and get to the MacGuffin, which is a glowing golden acorn. Did the time freeze just eat a fairy? Sandspawn was arrested.
We fed it a little potion of nettles and wasp juice. Everything trolls are allergic to. It's made it twice as strong and 10 times as mad.
How does giving a troll an allergic reaction make it stronger? Are they a team now?
Jam all magic in the house.
Jam all magic. That is so not a thing. Did they just use the troll as a battering ram before shooting it into the house? Holly is stuck in a chandelier, and Mulch is still around to help her? Did Mulch just swallow... Never mind, I give up. Physical activity, bodyguard failure, and definitely some broken bones.
Help him. can't. They've blocked my magic.
But you literally were supposed to bring him back with magic. What is with this room? Is there like a little foul girl living in this house that I don't know about?
Mulch, the Aculos. Do you still have it?
Nope. Again, the fisherman isn't necessary. What is going on with this busted time stop? Wait, what? That's it? They're all finished? The fairies are gone? What the hell?
Artemis, it's too dangerous.
Exactly. It's useless in my hands, but not in mine.
Darvid, where did you come from?
A friend's eye is a good mirror.
What is that supposed to mean?
Are we friends? Artemis Fowl?
We are.
No, you two shouldn't be friends. Yet.
Carry me always. Carry me well. I am thy teacher of herb and spell.
How is a quote from a book supposed to make this work? What kind of magic is this? So, all that for some teleportation? Wow, Opal's ugly. And that's why she wears the hood? No. Opal's supposed to be drop dead gorgeous.
These are Opal's accomplices we were looking for when I was captured.
Oh, cool. We have a hit list.
I didn't cry, did I? I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry.
Is this whole butler not crying thing supposed to be a running joke?
You failed, Opal. You were wrong about my father.
Artemis calls Opal?
I'm Artemis Fowl. And I'm a criminal mastermind.
No, you're not. This whole ending is BS. How didn't they notice the helicopter was coming their way?
Warpus Giganticus!
And stop with the giant dwarf joke. I don't like this movie. Actually, halfway through, I stopped not liking it and just started laughing at all the mistakes and just going, oh my gosh, how are they going to mess this up this time? Unfortunately, I think Disney got the message they messed up, and that means that they're probably not going to touch this again. I would love to see an actual good adaptation of Artemis Fowl made. But because this flopped, I doubt they're going to do that. I don't understand how people can mess up making adaptations. The script is right there. Yeah, I understand not being able to put everything in from the book. But why do you feel like you have to twist it this much? For example, they already had the Gnomish language made out and ready to use. But no, you had to come along and make a new one. Some changes make the story better. I don't see how this made the story any better at all.